Most of us grew up hearing the same advice. Go to school, get good grades, find a secure job, and save money. It sounded like the recipe for success, but for many, it's become a recipe for stress. Despite following the rules, people are stuck in debt, struggling to make ends meet. We're told college guarantees a better life, but the reality is harsh. Student loan debt in the US has exploded past $1.7 trillion. Many graduates work low-paying jobs, wondering if the dream was ever real. The system never trained us to create wealth, only to follow rules. It shaped us into good employees, not free thinkers. Security feels like a paycheck, but that paycheck often becomes a prison. Imagine working for decades, always chasing that next paycheck, yet never feeling free. The bills keep piling up, and debt becomes the background music of life. The harder you run, the heavier the chains feel. What if the lessons we learned from parents and teachers are the very things that hold us back? They meant well, but their advice often came from fear, not freedom. The result of a generation trapped in the same cycle. Think about this: 40 years of work, and still worrying about retirement, medical bills, or inflation shrinking your savings. That's not security, that's a trap. True freedom shouldn't look like this. If nothing changes, millions will spend their lives working for money instead of having money work for them. That's the harsh truth. Without a shift, the cycle repeats. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad shows the difference between two mindsets, one that keeps you broke, and one that sets you free. His poor dad followed the system, his rich dad challenged it. That shift in thinking is what can change your future. What if I told you the money advice you got growing up is actually keeping you broke? Hey everyone, Ethan here, and welcome to Ethan's Money Library, where we decode the world's best money books to help you achieve financial freedom. If you're serious about breaking free from the paycheck-to-paycheck trap, hit that subscribe button now and join the community. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Take what you learn and apply it wisely. Today, we're diving into the 7 mistakes poor dad made that keep people broke and the smarter rich dad lessons to replace them with. Stick around until the end because one of these mistakes is probably costing you thousands every year. Mistake number 1. Believing a bigger paycheck automatically makes you rich. Many people think the moment their income goes up, their financial problems are solved. But that's not how real wealth works. High income doesn't equal wealth. Wealth is built by what you keep, save, and grow, not just by how much you bring home each month. In fact, many people in the US earning over $100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck. The more they earn, the more they spend, falling into lifestyle inflation. Now imagine this. What if instead of spending every raise, you used part of it to buy assets that grow, investments that make money while you sleep? Poor dad always chased promotions and bigger salaries, believing income alone was the answer. Rich dad, on the other hand, built businesses and investments that created lasting wealth. Chasing income alone is like filling a bucket full of holes. No matter how much water you pour in, it will always drain out unless you fix the leaks. Many of us grow up believing that a job equals security, but the truth is, a paycheck only lasts until the next payday. Real security comes from assets that keep paying you, even when you're not working. Think back to 2008, when millions lost their jobs overnight, or in 2020, when entire industries shut down in a single week. A job is income, but it is not security. The average American is just one paycheck away from stress. Miss 1 month of income, and bills pile up fast. That's why relying only on a job feels like walking on a tightrope. Now imagine this. Even if you lose your job, you still have rental income, dividends, or a side business paying your bills. That's the freedom rich dad wanted us to build. Poor dad trusted pensions and employers to take care of him. But when those disappeared, so did his sense of safety. Rich dad warned, depending on one source of income is dangerous. Relying only on a job is like standing on one leg. It feels fine until the ground shakes. But when you have multiple income streams, you're standing on solid ground. Most people grow up believing their house is their biggest asset. But here's the truth. If it takes money out of your pocket every month, it's not really an asset, it's a liability. Think about it. Mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. All of these expenses quietly eat away at your wallet month after month. Rich dad always said, a true asset puts money in your pocket. If it takes money out, it's not helping you build wealth. Poor dad believed owning a home meant success. But rich dad warned, if your house doesn't pay you back, it's not wealth, it's just debt dressed up. Now imagine this. Instead of your home draining your wallet, you own a rental property where tenants cover the bills and you keep the extra cash. Owning a home may bring pride and comfort, but don't mistake it for financial freedom. True wealth comes from assets that pay you, not the ones you pay for. Many of us grew up hearing that saving money is the safest path to wealth. But here's the truth. Saving alone will never make you rich. In fact, your money is quietly losing value every single year. Inflation eats away at your savings like termites in wood. Even if your bank gives you 0.5% interest, prices rise much faster. Over time, your dollars actually buy less, not more. Rich dad taught that instead of letting money sit idle, you must put it to work. Investing allows your money to grow faster than inflation, creating real wealth over time. Imagine your money doubling every few years instead of collecting dust in a savings account. That's the power of compound growth. It's like planting seeds that turn into an entire forest. Poor Dad praised frugality and keeping money safe in the bank. But Rich Dad showed that true safety comes from assets that grow and create cash flow. Keeping money in savings is like keeping seeds in a jar. They'll never turn into a forest unless you plant them. Wealth grows only when you let money multiply through smart investing. Most schools prepare us for jobs, but they don't prepare us for money. We learn math, history, and science, but not how to manage debt, invest, or build wealth. That's why so many people feel lost when it comes to money. In fact, research shows that 60% of Americans can't answer basic financial literacy questions correctly. That means most people are navigating life without a clear understanding of money. It's like walking through a maze blindfolded. But imagine how powerful you'd feel if you understood how taxes, debt, and investing really worked. Instead of feeling scared, you'd make confident decisions. You'd feel like you finally had the map to financial freedom. Poor Dad believed that degrees and diplomas were the keys to success. He thought formal education alone would protect you financially. But Rich Dad taught that true security comes from financial intelligence. Think about it. Trying to win at money without financial education is like playing Monopoly without knowing the rules. You'll make mistakes, get frustrated, and probably quit before you ever win. The rules of money matter just as much as the rules of the game. That's why learning about money is not optional, it's essential. The more you study, the more control you have over your future. And that's how you stop money from controlling you. Most people spend their entire lives trading time for dollars. They wake up, go to work, and repeat the same cycle for decades. But real freedom comes when your money works for you, not the other way around. The truth is, the average American spends around 90,000 hours of their life working. That's like running on a treadmill that never stops. No matter how fast you go, you're stuck in the same spot. Imagine if all those hours could be spent traveling, starting passion projects, or being with your family. Life becomes richer when money flows in even while you're not working. Poor Dad thought money was the end goal. Work hard, earn more, and spend it. Rich Dad saw money as a tool, something that should be invested to build lasting wealth. Think of it like being stuck on a treadmill versus riding a bike downhill. One keeps you sweating in the same spot. The other lets momentum carry you forward while you enjoy the ride. So you can live a life of freedom, choice, and adventure. Many people believe that avoiding all risks will keep them safe. But in reality, playing it too safe can cost you the chance to grow. The wealthy know that true security comes from learning how to manage risks, not avoiding them. Imagine if you had taken one small risk years ago, your money could have doubled or tripled by now. Instead, many people play it safe and stay in the same financial place. Safe doesn't always mean secure when it comes to wealth. By avoiding investments, Americans lose millions in potential compound growth over time. Money sitting idle doesn't just stay the same, it loses value because of inflation. The rich understand this and take calculated risks to grow their wealth. Poor Dad avoided risks all his life, thinking that was the smart choice. But in the end, his fear kept him from ever building wealth. Rich Dad taught that controlled risks, when managed well, actually open the door to financial freedom. Taking no risks is like never leaving your driveway. You may feel safe, but you'll never reach new places or opportunities. Life's greatest rewards often require the courage to move beyond your comfort zone. Managing risk doesn't mean gambling, it means making smart, educated decisions. The wealthy treat risk as a tool to build, not a danger to fear. And when you learn this mindset, your financial future opens up like an exciting adventure. We covered the 7 mistakes poor Dad made: chasing income, relying only on a job, calling a house an asset, oversaving, ignoring financial education, trading time for money, and fearing risk. The lesson: wealth isn't about working harder. It's about thinking differently, building assets, and letting money work for you. If you found this valuable, like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Which mistake do you think most Americans make? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Which mistake do you think most Americans make? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. This is Ethan's Money Library, building wealth, one book at a time. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Remember, your future wealth starts with today's choices. See you in the next one.